Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to do the paper 2 of October-November 2019 O-Level Math. So let's go to question number 1. Here we have Tanya owns a small business. Part A, Tanya has 4 employees. Make sure you underline every important details in the question. Every week, the employees each work for 7 3/4 hours each day for 5 days. So from here you can see that so one employee works for 7 3/4 hours each day for 5 days. So in a week, how much does she work? So we have to do 5 times 7 3/4. So that will give you what? So here we can use our calculator. So 5 times 7 3/4. That will be 38 3/4. This is the hours worked by one employee for a week. So now it says each employee is paid 15.2 per hour. Okay, so that's the wage, which is $15.2 per hour. The question is, calculate the total amount Tanya pays her 4 employees in 1 week. So let's find out how much she pays one employee in 1 week. So here we found that one employee works 38 3/4 hours in 1 week, and the rate is 15.2. So she pays them 15.2 per hour times 38 3/4 hours a week. So let's do that. So here we have 38 3/4 times 15.2, which is the wage, equal to 589 for one employee. So now she has 4 employees, so amount will be 4 employees times this 589. That will be, so we can use our calculator again, times 4, we have 2,356. So that will be the amount she pays the 4 employees in a week. Okay, now part B. The business made a profit of 25,700 in 2017 compared to 22,102 in 2018. Part question, calculate the percentage decrease in profit from this to this. So let's write this down. 2017, she made 25,700, and 2018, she made 22,102. So what is the percentage decrease? So we have to find the difference. So 25,700 minus 22,102 divided by initial amount, which was 25,700 times 100 for the percentage decrease. Okay, let's do that with our calculator. So 25,700 minus 22,102 divided by 25,700 times 100. That will be 14% decrease for that year. Moving on to part C. Tanya must add 8% sales tax to the initial cost of a job. She then add 15% to the cost, including the sales tax. So this is the first step, and this is the second step, including sales tax, to find the amount to charge a client. Tanya charges one client a total of $465.75. Find the initial cost of the job. So let initial cost of job equal to X. So we don't know X, we need to find X. Now it says that Tanya add 8% sales tax to the job amount. So what is step 1? What is the cost after the first step? So the cost will be, so initially this represents 100% is X. If you add 8%, it will become 108% will represent this. You have to times this. So if we have X divided by 100 times 108, that will be 1.08 X. That will be after the raise of 8%. So now part 2, it says that she then add 15% to the cost, including sales tax. So she then adds, so on top of this, she adds 15%. So same thing here. we have to find 1/15%. That will be this. Now this is a new x now, so you'll become this. Divide by 100 times 1/15%. Sorry, this is 115. So let's write this one again. 115. So your answer will be 1 times 108x. So this is the amount that she charges the client. We have to find the value of x. So we have to equate this to the price, which is 115,108x equal to 465.75. So now we have to find the value of x. X will be 465.75 divided by 1.15 times 1.08, which will give you. So let's use our calculator. So we do 645.75 divided by bracket 1.15 times 1.08. That will be $375 for the initial cost of the job. I hope you guys understand this. Where do I get this from and this from? This is an important concept in this question, so you can find the answer of 375 for the cost of the job, which was X. Now part D. Tanya invests 8,500 invest. So when you say invest, it means this one is the principal in an account paying 3.1%, which is the rate per year compound interest. So now know that compound interest is not the same as simple interest. So we have a different formula for this one. Okay. At the end of the 5 years, this is the year, time in the years, 5 years, she takes 9,300 from the account to pay new equipment for the business. Question: calculate how much money is left in the account after buying the new equipment. So first we need to find how much money she has in the account at the end of the 5 years before buying the equipment. So we have to use the formula for compound interest. A is equal to P times 1 plus R power N. So we place that in. P is the investment, which is 8,500 times 1 plus the rate is 3.1%, and times years N, which is 5. So now we have to use our calculator again. So we have to do the inside out. So inside is 1 plus 3.1 divided by 100. That will be this. Now power 5 times 8,500. You will have 9901.7567. Okay, so that is the amount of money at the end of 5 years before buying the equipment. Now you see she takes this much from the account to buy the new equipment. So how much is left? Amount left will be this 9901.7567 minus this one 9,300. So let's do that. So here we have the answer already, minus 9,300. It will be 601.7567. So you always write to the nearest cent. So 601.76 will be the amount left after buying the equipment. And that was question number 1. Number 2, this one, as you can see, we have a few shapes on the diagram. It will be most likely a transformation question. So shape A and B and C are drawn on the grid. As you can see, we have A, B, and C. Right. Part A, shape A is mapped onto shape B by a reflection. Write down the equation of the line of refraction. So you can see A is mapped onto B by reflection. So reflection, usually you have just to count and divide by 2. So this point becomes this point. So distance will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So divide by 2, we have 2, which means the line will be 1, 2 here. This will be the line of reflection. So this is the line, y equal to minus 1. So this one is pretty easy. Y equal to minus 1. Now part B, describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto C. So if you want to map A onto C, so the first thing you observe is that the size has changed and the direction has changed as well. So it cannot be a translation, it cannot be a rotation because the size have changed. it cannot be a reflection, so the only that is left, it will be an enlargement. So now we need to know the factor of enlargement. So we know that this side is actually this side, so we count. Here we have 1, 2, 3, here we have 1, so the scale factor of the enlargement will be 3. So usually for enlargement we have to know the so for now it's 3, but you do realize that this one is flipped on the other side. It is on opposite side of each other, so it means that the scale factor is actually -3 because it is on opposite side of each other, if that makes sense. So the next thing we need to know about enlargement will be the center of enlargement. So the way we can do this is we can join two points. So we can see that this point has become this point, okay? And by observation, since you can see that this point remain on the same line, it means that the point of rotation will be on this line. Now we need to know on which x coordinate it is. So we can also join this to this. And in this question, I would say it is safest to go with drawing a, you see, as you can see, and we can draw another line just to find out where it is exactly. Here you go. And by joining those 3 lines, you find out the center of rotation is actually -3, 2. So center is -3, 2. And since the shape is on the opposite side of the center, it will be a negative scale factor. So let's write this down. So transformation is an enlargement with scale factor -3 and center was -3, 2. -3 and 2. So one more time, why is it -3? So we first count the side. So we have 3 square here, we have 1 square here, so it is 3 times bigger, it is 3. Why is it minus? Because this shape is enlarged on the other side of the center. This is why it is minus. Okay. Now part C, the transformation T is represented by the matrix this. This is T. T maps A onto D. Find D. So as we know, if we do matrix, so transformation times object, we get image. So we have transformation, which is -1, 0, 0, -1. What is the object? Object is the A. So let's find the coordinates of A. As you can see, A here has 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4 points. First point is -5, 1. So let's write this down. -5, 1. Next one will be -6, 1. -6, 1. And next one will be -6, 3. So -6, 3. And the last one will be -5, 2. So -5, 2. Okay, so now let's do the multiplication. So row by column, it is actually image of A. Sorry, image is I. So -1 times 5 is what? It's 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. That's good. So 0 times, that will become -1. That will become 6 minus 1. 6 minus 3. 5 minus 2. So these are the new points of the shape A, and this is the points of D. So let's map this coordinates on the diagram. So 5 minus 1, where is that? 5 minus 1 is here. And the next one will be 6 minus 1. It will be here. And we have 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 will be here. And the last one we have 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 will be here. So now let's join all the points to find the shape D. So this straight, this 2. Okay, so that is the shape of D. Now label D to complete the question, part C. And that was the question number 2. Moving on to question number 3, part A. The table shows the times in seconds taken for each of the 12 members, so we have 12 people of a club to run 400 meters and 800 meters. So these are the time taken. Okay. Part 1. On the grid, complete the scatter diagram. The first 6 points has been given to you. So we have all the 6 already. We have to do the rest. So this will be the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So 56, 129, where is that? So 56 will be here, 129 will be here. On this point, as you can see here, 129 will be this point. And the next one will be 63, 138. So 63 will be, this is 61, 62, 63 will be here, 138 will be going up, so 135, 138 will be here, and the next one will be 50, 126. So where's 50? Is here. 126 will be here, and the next one will be 61, 131. 61, 131. So 61 is here. 131 will be on this point. Okay, so 53, 119. 53 is 56, 57. Sorry, 53 will be on this side, my bad. So 51, 52, 53 will be here. 119, let's find out. 119 will be on this point. And the last one is 55, 127. So 55, 127 will be on this point. Okay, so that is the points on the diagram. Okay, so part 2. Runners who took less than 55 seconds to run 400 meters and less than 25 seconds to run 125 seconds to run 800 meters are selected to enter a competition. How many of these runners are selected? So let's find out. So first condition is runners who took less than 55 seconds to run 400 meters. So as you can see, 400 meters will be this line, less than 55 will be here, right? So we have to draw a line up, and then the next one will be runners who took less than 125 to run will be here. So less than 125 will be on this line. So let's do that. Let's draw the line here. Okay, so now we count how many points we have inside this square here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So answer will be 4 people will be selected to run the competition. Part 3. What type of correlation does the diagram show? As you can see, as this value increase, we go up, it means it has a positive correlation. So your answer will be positive correlation. Positive correlation. So part 4, draw a line of best fit. So best fit, let's try that. I will draw the line about this point. So best fit for me, it will be on this. Okay, so that is question number 4. And then now we move on to number 5. Another runner took 65 seconds to run 400 meters. Use a line of best fit to estimate how long they would take to run 800 meters. So we go on the line of 400, which is the x-axis, and 65. So okay, x-axis 65 will be here. So we have to draw a line up to cut the line of best fit, and then find the value that correspond to the y-axis. So for me, I have 135. So my answer will be they will take 135 seconds to run this distance. And that is question number 3. Moving on to question part 3b. 50 members of the club attempted to the high jump. So we have 50 members now, and they have attempted the high jump. The table summarizes the heights in centimeters of their jumps. Okay, so here we have a few groups, as you can see, and the height of the jumps and the number of people who have been in this group. Pretty easy till now. So the coach uses the mid-interval values to calculate an estimate for the mean height jumped by the 50 athletes. So he uses the mid-interval values, which means he will use the midpoint of those values here of the groups to find the mean. So let's find that. What is the midpoint of this group? It will be 142.5. This will be 147.5. So how do I find this? I plus those two, divide by 2. You can use your calculator, you will find those values. So it will be 152.5, 157.5, and 162.5. Those are the midpoint. Let's name them X as the midpoint of those groups for now. So he says that his mean estimate is 156 centimeters. Okay, so that was his mean estimate. Part 1, explain why P plus Q is 12. So let's find out. We know that we have 50 members in the group, so if you add everything up together, it will become 50. So let's try that. P plus 10 plus 15 plus 13 plus Q should give you 50. So let's try using our calculator here. So 10 plus 15 plus 13, that will give you 38. So we have P plus Q plus 38 is 50. So which means P plus Q equal to 50 minus 38, which is 50 minus 38 will be 12. So thus, here we have, explain why, because the total number of members of the club is 50, and if we add all the frequency, we find P plus Q equal to 12. I'll show number of here. You can point a direction here to show it to the answer as well. Now part 2, show that this plus this equal to this. So how do we show this? We have to use this information. So how do you find the mean now? So now if you know the how to find mean, you have to take this, multiply by this, add this, multiply by this. So let's write this down. So mean is the sum divided by number of people, which is, as we know, it is 50, right? So let's do that. So let's find the sum first. Sum is 142.5 times P plus what is 147.5 times 10? It will be 147.5 plus 152. So 152.5 times 15, that will be 2287.5 plus 157.5 times 13, that will be 2047.5, and then the last one will be plus 162.5Q. So let's first evaluate this sum here, this and this and this. So 147.5 plus 228.7.5 plus 2047.5, that will give you this. So simplify, we have 142P plus 162.5Q plus 5810 over the 50 will be equal to this value, which is given to us, 153.6. Now we cross multiply. What do we have? Let's bring this here. Let's continue this here. So we have 142.5P plus 162.5Q plus 5810. Now we have to multiply these two. So let's use our calculator again. So 153.6 times 50, we have 7680. So now we have to send this one over here. We will have 142.5P plus 162.5Q equal to this minus 5810. That will be 1870. So now let's compare. So we have this here and we have this here, so it means it is the same, so shown as required. Okay, moving on to part B. Find the value of P and Q. Show you're working. So we have to solve this equation simultaneously. So we have two equations here. So first we have this, and second we have this, as you can see. So let's write this down again. P plus Q equal to 12, and now we have 142.5 P plus 162.5 Q equal to 1870. It is simultaneous equation. So first let's make P the subject of formula. Here we have 12 minus Q. Now replace it back in this equation. So 142.5 Q 12 minus Q plus 162.5 Q equal to 1870. So now let's do expand the brackets. What is 142.5 times 12? So 142.5 times 12, that will be 1710. So 1710 minus 142.5 Q plus 162.5 Q equal to 1870. So now we simplify 142.5, so minus plus this much. How much do we get? So minus 142.5 plus 162.5, that will be 20. So 20Q. So we send this one over here. We have 1870 minus 1710, that will be 160. So the value of Q will be 160 divided by 20, that will be 8. And the value of P, as you can see here, P is equal to 12 minus Q, which is 12 minus 8 will be 4. So your answer for P and Q, P is 4 and Q will be 8. And that's it for question number 3. On to question number 4. Complete the table for y equal to 3 plus 2x minus x cubed over 5. So we just have to replace the value of x in this equation to find the value of y. So we can use our calculator. So 3 plus 2x, x is 4, minus x cubed, which is 4 power 3, divided by 5. That will be minus 1.8. Okay, so now we just have to draw the graph on this one. So we have the first point, which is minus 4, 7.8. So minus 4 is here, and 7.8 will be, let's find out. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, which means 1 square represents 2. So let's use a different color. That will be the first point. And now we have minus 3, 2.4. So minus 3, 2.4 will be here. Next one is minus 2, 0.6. Minus 2, 0.6 will be here. Next one is minus 1, 1.2. Minus 1, 1.2 will be here. And we have 0, 3. So 0, 3 will be here. And we have 1 and 4.8. So 1 and 4.8 will be here. 2 and 5.4. So 2 is here. 5.4 will be here. And we have 3 and 3.6. 3 and 3.6 will be here. And the last one is 4 and minus 1.8. So 4 is here. Minus 4.8 will be about here. Okay, so now we have all these points. Let's try to draw a graph to connect all those points together. So you have to make sure that your graph actually goes through all the points, and just gotta be careful with that. This is the point here. You have to go up. So, and this one, it will be this shape, I guess, U shape. Join those two, and this one will be like an N shape. Let's try to make it curve a little bit. So, and join the last point. Okay, here we go. That's the curve that we have for this graph. That was part A and part B. Let's move on to part C. It tells you that by drawing the tangent, estimate the gradient of the graph at the point 1 and 4.8. So let's first find out where is this point. So on the graph, 1 and 4.8. So 1 is here and 4.8 will be this point. So let's draw a tangent to the point here. So tangent will be about this line. Right. Let's try your best to make it go through 2 points that you know, so you can find the tangent pretty easily. Okay, so let's try that line. So we have 1 point here, and find another point where it can go through will be, let's go through this point. Okay, that's the tangent to the point, so make sure it touches properly as well, so you have a good line. So I would choose those 2 points, as you can see, and find the gradient of this on the straight line. So what is this distance in between and the height? As you know, the gradient is always the height divided by base. The height here is 8 minus 4, which is 4, and the base is 3 minus the other point 0.5, that will be 2.5. So what is the gradient? Will be height by base. 4 divided by 2.5, that will be what? Let's use our calculator. I'm not too sure. So 4 divided by 2.5 will be 1.6. So answer is 1.6 for part C. Now part D, on the grid, draw the line 2y plus x equal to 8. So a good thing to do is you always want to know where this line cut the x-axis or the y-axis. So at x equal to 0, what is the value of y? Y will be 8 divided by 2 will be 4. So the first point is 0, 4. Now at y equal to 0, what is the value of x? X will be 8. So point here we have 8, 0. But unfortunately our graph does not go up to 8. As you can see, it only stops at 4. So let's go try what is the value of x? So when x equal to 4, what is the value of y? So value of y will be so let's replace, there'll be 2. So point will be 4, 2. So we have these 2 points to plot, 0, 4 and 4, 2 on the graph. So 0, 4, where's 0, 4? 0, 4 is this point, and 4, 2 will be the point on here. Okay, so now let's join those 2 points to form the line given to us. So let's do that. I use this color. Let me use a different color so we can know where's the line. I'll use red in this case. Usually it is best to cut the curve at both sides so we know that it actually where does it cut the curves. So that's the first point. That's the first line. Let's extend the line so we can cut both sides of the curve. Okay, so now let's label the line. The line equation is 2y plus x equal to 8. So that is the line 2y plus x equal to 8. Okay, so part D1 is good. Now moving on to part 2. Write down the x coordinates of the points where it intersects this line. So let's find the x coordinates where it intersects this line. So the first point is here. Second point is here. Third point is here. So let's write down the x coordinate of those points. So it doesn't need to be exact. You can have an estimate for those points. But you just have to show your working, how you find those points, which is more important than what it is the answer on this graph. That's the second point, and the last point will be this one. Okay, so we have these 3 points. The first one is we have 3.3, we have 0.5, and we have minus 3.8. So let's write this down. The first one is 3.3, we have 0.5, and last one is minus 3.8. Okay, so that is your answer for part 2. Moving on to part 3. let's go back to the green color. So the x coordinates are the solution to this equation. So find the values of a and b. As you can see here, it is given to you that the x coordinate is actually where the line intersects the graph. So we have the line is 2y plus x equal to 8, and the graph is y equal to 3 plus 2x minus x cubed over 5. So what this question is asking you to do is to replace the value of y in this equation and then simplify to find the value of a and b. So let's do that. So 2 times y will be, y is this one, 3 plus 2x minus x3 over 5 plus x equal to 8. So now let's expand. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 4 x minus 2x3 over 5 plus x equal to 8. So now if I want to get rid of 5, I have to multiply 5 everywhere. So let's do that. 6 times 5 is 30 plus, you can see we have 4x plus x, it is 5x, right? 5x times 5 will be 25x minus 2x cubed will be 40. Okay, simplify. We have, so here we have minus 2x cubed plus 25x. If we bring 40 over here, we have 30 minus 40 will be minus 10. So now we have to make this positive. There will be 2x cubed minus 25x plus 10 will be the equation of this. Let's compare. 2 is here, 2 is here, a is here, a is here. A will be minus 25 and b is plus 10. And that is your answer for part 3, and that was question number 4. Move on to question number 5, part A. A is the subsets question. So first we have the universal set is integers from 1 to 16. So let's list them out. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So that's the universal set. Part A. A is even numbers, which means 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, so no 18, only 16. That's everything that we have. And B will be square numbers, which is 1, 4, 9, 16. And the last one will be factors of 100 will be 1, 2, 4, 5, we have 10, and that's pretty much everything. Okay, so those are the sets that we have here, A, B, C, and everything else. So part A, complete the Venn diagram. So let's do that. So let's do A first. A is even numbers. Let's see what we have in common with everything, everyone who has everything in common. So number 4 is in everyone, and that's it. Number 4 is everywhere. So 4 will be here. Let's cut out 4 from everywhere. And the rest is, let's find out what is common between A and B. So what do we have in both set? We have 16 in A and B, and we have, that's it. So 16 is between A and B. So now we can write what is common between A and C. A and C, we have 2 is common, and we have 10 is common. And that's it for A and C. Okay, so the rest will be here. So what will be here? 6, 8, we have 12, we have 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So now for set B is 1, 4, 9, 16. So we have to ask ourselves what's remaining over here. What do we have common between B and C? We have 1, so 1 is common, and then that's it. So that will be 9 is remaining over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, and the last one here for part C. See what's remaining. We have 2 is here, 10 is here, so 5 will be here, and 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that's good. That's everything for this Venn diagram. So now part 2, find the number of A. Okay, so I think I missed one thing. What is outside, right? So let's count. Here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So we have 16 numbers. So what will be outside? Let's find out. So what is not in those set? We have 3. We have 7. We have 11. We have 13. We have 15. And let's count. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 16 numbers. So that's good. That's the actually the good answer for this part 1. So now part 2, find the numbers of A dash union B. Okay, so let's first find out what is a set of A dash. A dash will be everything outside of A, and union B we have 1 2 so A dash outside, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 members will be in this set. Part 2, P is in the in this set A intersection C. As you can see, A intersection C will be this set right here. Possible values of P, it will be 2, 10, and 4. Okay, so now let's move on to part B. Atik has a set of 16 cards numbered from 1 to 16. Part 1, he takes a card from the set at random. Find the probability that the card show an odd square number. So let's find out. What is an odd square number? So what square numbers we have between these two? So we have 1, we have 4, we have 9, and 16. So what are the chances? We have these two are odd square numbers, so it will be 2 over 16. So the answer will be 1 over 8 for the probability. Now part 2, Atik takes 2 cards at random from the set of 16. Find the probability that both cards show even numbers that are factors of 100. Okay, so we have to find the chances that both cards show even numbers that are factors of 100. So let's find out. So in the set of factors of 100, we have from previously, as you can see in this subset, so factors of 100 we have 1 2 4 5 10. Okay, so 1 2 4 5 10, right? So now which numbers are even? So we have 1 2 3 are even, so which means we have only a chance of 3. And now we have 16 numbers, so 16 numbers. So now the point is really to know if you choose them one after the other. So if that's the case, it will be the first number will be 3 over 16, and then the second number will be 2 over 15, if that makes sense to you. Because if you take out 1 is going to be less, and then that will be the answer. So let's do that on the calculator. So 3 divided by 16 times 2 divided by 15, that will be 1 over 40. So this will be your answer for question part 2. And that is question number 5. Move on to question number 6. Rearrange the formula to make P the subject of formula. So first thing first, as you can see, we have a fraction, we can cross multiply. So V times P plus 5 equal to 3. So expand, we have VP plus 5V equal to 3. We send this one over here, we will have VP equal to 3 minus 5V. So P will be 3 minus 5V over V. So that will be your answer for part A. Part B, express this as a single fraction in its simplest form. So as you can see, the bases are different, so you will have to do the LCM. So you have to multiply those two, so 2x minus 5 times x minus 6. And then we cross multiply, we have x times x minus 6 plus 3 times 2x minus 5. Now we have to expand, that will become x squared minus 6x plus 6x minus 15. Okay, that will be 2x minus 5 x minus 6. So minus 6x plus 6x go away, and that will become x squared minus 15 divided by this one and this. So you can always expand this, but you can also just leave it like that, and that will be your answer for part B. Now part C, solve this equation. Okay, so how do you solve this? As you can see, we have a fraction again. We can cross multiply. So 4x plus 5 is equal to 2 times 1 minus 3x. So we have 4x plus 5. We expand this, 2 minus 6x. X becomes here, and numbers go on this side. So we have 10x equal to 2 minus 5, which is minus 3. X will be minus 3 divided by 10, which is minus 0.3. Oh, this one is good enough. That is part C. Moving on to part D, we have this equal to this. So we first expand. What do we have? We have 5x plus 15 equal to 4x squared minus 2x. Now, let's bring this over here. We have 4x squared minus 2x minus 5x and minus 15 equal to 0. Simplify. We have 4x squared minus 7x and minus 15 equal to 0. So now we can try to factorize this to see what are our answers, or we can just use the formula, which is minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So you can try that to see if the value is exact for the square root, so you know you can factorize them or not. So b squared will be 7 squared minus 4a is 4, and times minus 15. Square root of that is exact, so it means that this one is factorizable. So we can try. So what is 4x squared? It is usually 2x times 2x. 15 is what? Is 1 times 15, or it can be 3 times 5. So here we want to have minus 7. So how can we have minus 7 in this section? So we can put 5 and 3. As you can see, 2 times 5, if we put minus 5, it will be minus 10. Plus 6, it will be too much. So not good. It will not be good here. So we can try the other way. So what is 4x squared? It is 4x this. And then if you try 3 here and 5 here, we have 4 times minus 3, that will become minus 12, plus 5x, that will become minus 7. So your answer will be 4x plus 5 equals to 0. X will be minus 5 over 4. X minus 3 will be 0. X will be 3. Part 1 will be minus 5 over 4 and 3. These will be your answers. Well, if you guys cannot do this, that's okay. You can just use this formula here to find those two answers. So let me try to replace one of them so you can know how to do this. Minus b will be 7 plus minus square root of this, we have shown it is 289 divided by 2. A will be 4. So you just have to simplify this and you'll find these two as answers as well. This is, I'll show you to find one, and this one by factorization. And that will be part D of question number 5. And let's move on to question number 6. Question number 7, a field is in the shape of P, Q, or S. Okay, a path crosses the field R from P to R. As you can see, PQ equal to, PQ is 280, RS is 146, and PR is 325. S is a bearing of, on a bearing of 42 from the P, this one. PSR is 108 and RPQ is 38. Question part 1. Find the bearing of R from P. Okay, so find the bearing of R from P, so you have to find this angle here. So we are missing this angle. So how do you find this angle? Let's name it X degrees. As you can see, you know this angle and this side. You want to find this angle, and you know the side of corresponding side. So you have to use the sine rule. So the sine rule tells you that the side which is 146 over sine X equal to this side, which is 325 over sine 108. So now you just have to find the value of x. So how do you do that? You have to cross multiply. You have 146 times sine 108 divided by 325 equal to sine x. So x will be sine inverse times this thing, right? So let's find the value of this thing. We can use a calculator. So 146 times sine of 108. Make sure that it is in degrees, and then divide by 325. So we have x equal to sine inverse of 0.427 something. So let's do that. Sine inverse is here, shift sine, answer, that will become 25.292 something. So it will be the value of x will be 25.3. So now the question is the bearing of R from P. So we have to find this big angle. It will be 42 plus this. So write down 42 plus 25.3. That will be 67.3 degrees for the bearing of R from P. So 67.3. So you have to use the sine rule for this part. Now for part B, 1. Show that QR is 202 meters, correct to the nearest meter. So we have to find the length of QR. Let's name this length y. So as you can see, we have the angle in between. The corresponding angle is 38, and the side on both sides we know it is this and this. So when you know that, when you know the two sides and you know the angle in between, and you want to find this side, this corresponding side, you can use the cosine rule. So what does the cosine rule tell you? It tells you that cos of the angle, this one, 38, is equal to this 2 square, so 325 square plus 280 square minus y square divided by 2 times 325 times 280. So that's the rule we have to know. So now let's solve for y. So let's try to simplify. What do we have? So let's simplify this bottom first. 2 times 325 times 280. And then as you can see, we have to cross multiply. So let's bring this up. Times cos of 38. That will give you this answer. So just leave it here for now. As you can see, this is square here. We have to simplify those two. If you bring those two here, it will be minus, right? So minus the sum of these two will be 325 square plus 280 square. That will become minus something. So minus y will be equal to the answer here. Y will be equal to y square will be equal to the positive of this answer. So let's divide. Let's time minus 1 because it needs to be positive. Now y will be equal to the square root of the answer over here. So let's do the square root of the answer. That will become 201.5. So now you have to give your answer correct to the nearest meter. So what is 201.5 correct nearest meter? So since this one is bigger or equal to 5, we have to bring 1 up here. It will become 202 meters as required. So your answer here will be 202 as shown, and you have to use the cosine rule to find the side y. Okay, that is for part 1. Moving on to part 2. It says Mia walks at a constant speed of 5.5 km per hour. Calculate the time it takes her to walk from Q to R. So we know the length QR is 202 meters. What is that in kilometers? That will be this kilometers. So let's find the answer in minutes and seconds. So what can we do as well? We can either convert this to km or convert this to meters per second. So let's find out. Let's do this one. So here we have 1 hour is 5.5 km, which is equal to 5500 meters. 1 hour is, it's how many minutes? That will be around 60 minutes is equal to 5500 meters. So 1 minute will be how much? Will be 5500 divided by 60. That will be something like this, 91 2/3 meters. Okay, and now how about for 1 second? 1 second divided by 60 again. That will be 119/36 meters. So now we have she travels at those speeds, as you can see. So let's find out how much it takes to travel 202 meters. So 1 minute will be 91/3 meters. So what about 202 meters? It will be 1 divided by 91/3 times 202. Let's do this on the calculator. That will become, so 1 divided by 91 actually it's 91/2/3 times 202. That will be 256/275. So it will take her 2 minutes and this much seconds. So how much is that in seconds? Let's find out. So 56/275 times 60. That will be, let's change that. It will be 12.218. So your answer will be, it will take 2 minutes and about 12 seconds. And that is your answer for part 2. And that was question number 7. Question number 8, we have the volume of a cone and the curved surface area of a cone that is given to us. So the diagram shows a bowl with a circular base, so that's the bowl as you can see here. It is obtained by removing a cone of height of radius 12 and height 45 from a larger cone of radius 16 and height, what is this height will be 60, which is 15 plus 45 is 60 for the bigger cone. Now let's find this one. Part A, calculate the volume of the cone. So how would you find of the bowl, sorry. How would you find the volume of the bowl? So by observation you would say, I will take the volume of the big cone minus the volume of the small cone. So let's name them VB for big minus VS for small. So how do you find the volume of the big one? So we have to use the formula here, 1/3 pi r square h. So let's do that. Big one, as you can see, the radius is 16 and the height is 60. So 1/3 pi r square will be 16 square. H is 60 for the big one minus the small one, 1/3 pi. Radius is 12, so 12 squared. H height will be 45. So now we just have to use our calculator and simplify this. So what do we have? Here we have 1/3 times pi times 16 square times 60. That will be this answer for the first one, minus 1/3 times pi times 12 square times 45 for the other one. So if you minus the two part, you have 9299.1. So 2 will be 1 So your answer will be 9299.11 centimeter cube. Okay, that is for part A. Now for part B, the slant height of the cone that has been removed is C centimeter. Show that C is 46. So how do you find the value of C? From what you can see, the height here is 45, and this is a right angle triangle. So if we know this and this will be the hypotenuse. So we have to use the Pythagoras theorem. C square will be equal to 12 square plus 45 square. So C square, C is equal to square root of 12 square plus 45 square. So let's do that on our calculator. So let's start from the inside. 12 square plus 45 square square root, that will be 46.5. 46.572, and then your answer needs to be correct to 3 significant figures, so it will be 46.6, which is the height, and it is shown as required. Good. So now we move on to part C. Part C tells you that the bowl is completely filled with water. Calculate the surface area of the bowl that is in contact with the water. So, as you can see here, if you fill this bowl with water, the water will touch this base area and the curved surface area. So let's call this one as A and this one as B. So the first area is the area of a circle. Okay, so let's do that. Area of A will be area of a circle, which is pi r squared. R here is 12. So 12 squared will be 144 pi for the area of the circle. Now if you want to find the area of the curved surface, one more time, by observation you will see that you will need to find the curved surface of the big cone minus the curved surface of the small cone. So let's call the big cone as surface of big minus surface of small to find this one. So for you to find the curved surface area, you need to know L. L is a slant height. So what is the slant height of the big one? So from observation, one more time, we know the radius is 16 and the height is 60. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can find the height here. What is the height? So let's do that here. We know that, let's call the height as y. Y squared is equal to 16 squared, which is the radius, times the height is 60 plus 60 squared. So y will be square root of that, of the answer, equal to what? So we have to use our calculator here as well. So 16 squared plus 60 squared, square root of that, we have 62.096. That will be the slant height. So now we have to find the area of the big cone. So let's find the SB. SB will be pi, R is 16, and L will be 62.096, minus the small one will be pi, and the radius will be 12 times the height here, C. We have found C here. It is 46.6. Okay, so now we can use our calculator again. So we have pi times 16 times 62.096. That's the first part, minus pi times 12 times 46.6. That will be 1364.5. So 1364.506. So that is the area of the curved surface. Now remember, we are looking for the surface in contact with the water, so we have to plus this one as well. So area of total becomes this 144 pi plus 1364 plus 506. That will be what? So same thing, this one plus 144 times pi. So let's do one more time. So times plus 144 plus this pi. That will be 1816.896. So 1816.896. So I will write my answer correct to the two decimal place. So your answer will be 1816.90 centimeters square for the area that is in contact with a bowl. And that is question number 8. Question number 9. We have ABCD is a rectangle with AB equal to 10 and AD equal to 12. So ABCD is a rectangle. We have AB is 10, AD is 12. Now we have PQ is parallel to AB. So PQ is parallel to AB, same direction. Okay, and we have RS is parallel to AD. RS is parallel to AD, same direction as well. Great. Now we have BR is equal to x, this is x, and DP is x as well. Okay, so if this is 12, this whole thing is 12, what is this one? AP will be 12 minus x, right? And if this whole thing is 10 and this is x, so this will be 10 minus x. Agree? Okay, so that will be x for this square here. So now part A, write down an expression in terms of x for AR. Let's find AR. AR will be this side, as you can see, it is 10 minus x. So first one, 10 minus x. And the next one is AP. Where's AP? AP is this, it is 12 minus x. So 12 minus x will be AP. So now we know that the area of the shaded rectangle ARYP, so we know that ARYP is 3 and area rectangle is 4. So we have to use this to show this. So let's find the area of the rectangle. So you know that area rectangle is equal to length times width. So this is the length, this is the width, this is the length. So let's time both together. So 12 minus x times 10 minus x. That's the top. Let's simplify that. What we have? We have 12, 10 minus x, 10 minus x. Okay, so 120 minus 12x minus 10x plus x squared. That will be x squared minus 22x plus 120. That's the top of this equation. What is the area of rectangle ABCD? So we know that the length of AD will be 12 and the width is 10, so the area will be 12 times 10, which is 120. So now we place back in the equation. What do we have? We have the top is x squared minus 22x plus 120 over 120. This is 12 times 10 for the area of this rectangle, equal to 3 over 4. So now we can simplify. As you can see, we can divide by 4. We have 1, we have 3. Then we cross multiply. We have x squared minus 22x plus 120 equal to 90. So x squared minus 22x plus 120 minus 90, that will be equal to x squared minus 22x plus 30 equal to 0. So this is shown as required. So you write shown. Okay, so that was part B. Now moving on to part C, we have to solve the equation. So when it tells you that show your working and give your answers correct to 2 decimal places, it means that we have to use the formula minus b plus 4ac square root of minus b squared 4ac over 2a. So we have to use this formula to find the answers. So let's do that. X squared minus 22x plus 30 is 0. So coefficient will be a is 1, b is minus 22, c is 30. So replace that in the equation. We have 22 plus minus, we have minus 22 squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2a. That will be what? Let's simplify using our calculator. Let's do inside the square root first. So we have 22 squared minus 4 times 1 times 30. That will be so 22 plus minus square root of 364 divided by 2. So let's do that. So for the first part of your answer, we can simplify this. That will be 11 plus minus, and this one will be square root of that answer divided by 2. We have 9.54 because it is correct to 2 decimal places. So the first answer will be 11 minus 9.54. That will be 1.46, or it can be 11 plus 9.54. That will be 20.54. So your answer for x will be 1.46 or 20.54. That is part C. Now part B, find the total unshaded area in the rectangle ABCD. So let's find that. As you can see in the drawing here, this is x, this is 12 minus x, and this is x, this is 10 minus x. So what is the area of the unshaded? From what you can see, we can do we can find one by one. Let's this one called A, call this one B, right? So if this is A, area will be x times 12 this plus B, it will be called x times. So we have to use this equation to find the area of the region, right? So now you can see that we have two answers for x. X can be 1.46 or it can be 20.54. But from what we observe here, x cannot be 20.54 because if you have x here, because this whole length is only 12, x cannot be bigger than this, right? So x can only be one of the values, which is this one. So now let's replace this in the equation. So 1.46 as x, so 1.46, 12 minus 1.46 plus 1.46 times 10 minus 1.46. So let's use our calculator to find this answer. So we have 1.46 bracket 12 minus 1.46 plus 1.46 bracket 10 minus 1.46. That will be 27.85. So 27.8568. So your area will be in 2 decimal place, will be 27.86. And that is your answer for part D. And this is question number 9. Question number 10, part A. AC and BD, so AC and BD are diameters of circle center O. So these two are diameters, okay? Now question is, show that triangle ABC, we have ABC, this triangle is congruent to triangle BAD, so BAD. So we have to show that congruent means the same. Show that these two triangles are the same. So there's a few ways to show they are the same. One way you can show that they have all the same side, and the other way you can use call SAS, so you can show that the angle between two sides are equal as well. So let's do that. So first thing, you can notice that AD is, so AC is a diameter and DB is the diameter as well. So it means that this side equal to this side. So the first thing we know is given to us, which is AC equal to BD, because they are diameters of the same circle. Okay, so that's the first for 1 point. Now, as you observe, so let's look at triangle ABC. It is a triangle over the diameter, which means this angle here is 90, right? Now let's look at the triangle, this one. So it's triangle AD, so let's cover this part. As you can see, this angle here, this one, it is on top of the diameter, which means it is also 90 degrees. Okay, so now we have one side is equal and this side is equal, and the angle, as you can see, are the same. So let's write down angle DAB is equal to angle ABC. This angle over the diameter, which is 90. Okay, so that's the other point. And then if you observe, one more thing is that you will notice that this is the same line in the circle, in the triangle. It's the same. So we have AB equal to AB, right? So AB equal to AB, which is the same distance in the So same side in both triangles. So we have 3 points here. We have 3 points as well. So thus we prove that. So what exactly did we prove? We proved that the angle between two sides, as you can see, we have this one, and the angle is the same here, and also this one is the same as well. If you want to as well, as you notice that this one is what? This one is the radius, this one is the radius, this is the radius, and this is the radius as well. So if you want to, you can see that this angle here must equal to the angle here. Right. So now we have proven that the two sides are the same and the angle in between are the same as well. So let's write this down. BAC equal to angle ABC. ABC, because they are angle of isosceles triangle. So thus we have this proven, which is SAS, which is the angle in between is the same and the side on both sides is the same. So if I take this out, you will notice, let's say I take triangle ABC out. So A is here, B is here, C is here. So as you can see, we have angle A here, angle B here, sorry, B and C. This is right angle. We have proven that this is the diameter. Let's call it D, call it small d. And we have proven that this angle, let's call it A, I guess call it A, small a. So that's triangle ABC. And now we have triangle A, D, and B. So as you can see, this side and this side are the same. So these two are the same line. And this is the diameter and this is the diameter as well. So we have two sides which are equal. This is the side are equal, and also the angle in between will be the same as well. So we have proven that SAS, which is the angle and the two side which is around the angle, are the same as well. So by SAS, the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle BAD. So I think in this part you don't need this this one. You just need these three reasons, 1, 2, 3, because you're proving SAS, and then once you prove that, you can write these two are congruent. Okay, so now moving on to part B. So here we have the two tangents TC and TD are drawn to the circle in part A. The diameter of the circle is 8 centimeter, which means this length is 8 and this length is 8. So the radius will be 4. Radius is 4, right? Now the angle ABD is 28 degrees, so ABD is 28. So what can we do? We can also connect this line. Let's connect this line together. Assume that we have a line here. It will mean that this angle here will also be 28. Yeah. So this is the radius. This is the radius, which means this is also 28, and this will be. So we can use our calculator. So sum of angles in the triangle is 180. So 180 minus 28 minus 28, that will be 124. The angle here will be 124 for this angle. So question part 1. Angle COD is 124 degrees. Okay, so now we have to find the area shown shaded in in the diagram. So find this area. As you can see, you can break this area into two parts. As you can see, you can first find the area on top, which is area of this triangle, and then you can find the area on the bottom, right? Okay, so what do we know? We know that this line is the tangent touching the radius, which means this is right angle. Yeah. And what is this angle here? We know that this big angle is 124, so this small angle will be 124 divided by 2. So 124 divided by 2, that will be 62. Okay, so one thing we can do is we can first find the area of this sector. Easy. Let's call it area A. So area of A is what? Area of sector, which is, we have to do the angle, which is 62 degrees over 360 times pi r square. R square is 4 square. So that will be what? Let's use our calculator. So 62 divided by 360, 62 divided by 360 times pi times 16. That will be 8.6568. 8.6568. That is the area of A. So now what is the area of this triangle? So let's find out. We know this side. How do you find this side? So we can use the sine rule here. So this is 90 degrees, and we know so we know this side actually. So this angle, we need to find this angle. So let's use SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So let's find the side of OT. So how do you find OT? So we know this side, this is the adjacent side. We have A here and A here. We're looking for the hypotenuse, so we have to use Ka, which is cos angle of 62 equal to adjacent side, which is 4 divided by OT. So OT will be 4 divided by cos 62. So 4, let's do that. 4 divided by cos 62, that will be 8.52. So the length of OT will be 8.52. So how do you find the area of the triangle ODT? So let's find that. Or we can find the length DT, and we can do half times height times base. Find the length of DT by using the Pythagoras theorem, which is square root square minus 4 square. That will be what? So we have to square the answer. Minus 4 square square root, that will be 7.523. So dt is 7.523. So area of triangle ODT, so ODT will be what? Half times base, which is 4, times height, which is 7.523. That will be, so let's do half times base times height, 7.523. That will be 15.046. Okay, so what do we have now? So now we have, this is area of this big triangle here. We know the area of this small one, so we need this one. So how do you find this? You take this, you minus this to find this one. So let's do that. Let's do 15.046 minus 8.6568. That will give me what? So minus 8.6568, that will be 6.3892, which means the area of this part here, as you can see, is 6.3892. So we are looking for this and this, so we need both sides, and we have to times 2. So let's do that here. 6.3892 times 2. What do we have? So answer times 2, 12.778. So 12.778. So your answer correct to 2 decimal place, that will be 12.78 centimeters square. And that is the last question of the paper. That was question number 10.